Hi y'all, my name is Jupiter James and this is Astro Motivation, where I awaken the astrologer within you and aim to give you a little inspiration and motivation per your unique placement within your birth chart. You know, I really do feel that before a time of iPhones and iPads and I this and I that, we were a culture and a society that were better able to look up at the stars and understand exactly where our dreams were and how to get them. And so if that sounds good to you, let's get into it. Today we're going to get into the 12th Lord through the houses. Now, the 12th Lord through the houses is a technique that a lot of astrologers use, and that's tracing the lords through the houses, you know? And this is how a lot of astrologers will look to and peel back the layers for a deeper analysis as to how your 12th house will be governed and ran. This technique is very good for those who have no planets in the 12th house, and this is also good for those who have planets in the 12th house but still are scratching their head as to how will this house play out, that simply want a deeper analysis, a deeper insight, a deeper clue as to how the 12th house will be manifest and what the 12th house is asking the person. And so this video is going to be this video where we trace the lords through the houses. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions on YouTube on what I mean by the lords through the houses or the ruler of the houses. The 12th Lord or ruler is the planetary controller or ruler of the sign that is on the 12th house. Okay, so for example, say you have Pisces on the 12th house. You would say Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces, so I'm going to find where Jupiter is in my birth chart, and if Jupiter is in the 8th house, let's say Jupiter is in the 8th house in your chart, right? You would then watch the 8th house timestamp, okay? Because you would then have the 12th house lord in the 8th house. You see, you would then watch the 8th house lord and then you would gain your analysis from that timestamp. And so I really do hope that that was clear for you. And so if this sounds good to you and this sounds interesting to you and you want to dive deep into your 12th house, because I know this is a very murky house, then watch forward. Now, before you do that, people want to know what the 12th house is, okay? The 12th house is the house of your bedtime dreams, your musicality. They say that this is the house of your losses, the house of foreign travel, the house of, you know, it's a very murky, mysterious house. This is the house of your subconscious. These are the things that you can't quite grasp or you can't quite access, okay? These are the qualities within who you are that when you try to exude them or display them or think about them, they are just kind of out of range for you. They're kind of missed on you. You understand? So this is what you can find when you are looking towards the 12th house and discovering the meanings of the 12th house, okay? So let's move forward. With the 12th Lord in the 1st house, this is gonna show that this person is going to be someone whose energy is probably lost on them, okay? This person may not be very energetic or very lively, okay? They may find that they are only lively or able to act on impulse and have a very fighting-like spirit when they are spiritually motivated to do so, okay? These are the people that kind of say, Jesus, take the wheel. You understand? So some people can get it confused with these people because people will see them sometimes as weak, or they will see them they would see these people as too easily able to be controlled or manipulated, but don't get it twisted that these people are actually the strongest, because these people are ruled by spirituality. And even though they may not fight in the physical, they will most likely fight you in the spiritual, okay? So be careful if you are this type of person or you are trying to go up against a person like this, because they are going to be highly mystical and highly spiritually motivated and also spiritually protected, okay? You could also see that these people are seen in foreign lands and in foreign environments, all right? They will prosper in foreign lands and foreign environments, okay? So they are always the people, when you ask them where they are from somewhere 1,000 miles away, okay? These people will do better when they are far away. So if you are someone with 12th Lord in the 1st house and you're wondering, where is my energy? Where is my creativity? Where is my spunky fighting spirit? And you look up and you find that you are still at home or in your hometown, this could be why. okay? The remedy to this would be to spiritually follow the inclinations of your soul and possibly move away. I'm sure that if you do have 12th Lord in the first house, you've had dreams of moving far away. And it is only when you don't act on those things that you will find that you get the detrimental side to this placement of someone who is seen as weak, or someone who doesn't have a lot of energy. You may try to drink a lot of coffee and no energy comes because the energy will be lost on you. The fighting spirit will be lost on you because the first house, no matter what your sign on the first house may be, know that the first house is ruled by Aries. It's ruled by Mars, ruled by energy, okay, ruled by fight and spunk. And so you may find that you look like someone who can heal. You look like someone who is spiritual. You look like someone who's mystical, and you may very well be. But the alternative to that is that you will be someone that would rather not fight. You'd rather not put out a lot of effort or a lot of energy because you, in the past, have probably seen that you are spiritually protected, or that, you know, the universe handles it for you, or that you don't need to fight. But it can be a detriment when you want to get things done and you can't find the energy to get things done. And I would say the remedy to that is to try your best to meditate, try your best to assert yourself within mystical practices, you know, try to be creative. Music will probably help you. If you listen to music, you'll probably be spiritually motivated and get the juices flowing in order for you to gain the energy that you need to carry your day throughout. And I would also say moving far away can help you be someone that asserts your dominance and your fighting spirit and who you are in the world. Because think about it, if 12th house is the house of foreign travel, right? And the first house is the house of you, who you are. You would assert that if I move, I can be myself. You see what I'm saying? If I move, I can be all I need to be. So this is the remedy to that, okay? So I really do hope that this helped you. Let me know your specific you know, planet and house in the relationship this is in, the planet and the Lord that is going from the 12th Lord to the first house. And I will let you know what you could be experiencing within that specific placement, because these things can vary and change depending on what those specific planets and signs are. So let me know in the comments below. I really do hope this helped you, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. With 12th Lord in the second house, you may find that it feels as though your money, or how to gain money, or how to gain security and financial stability in life may be very hard for you, okay? Because this is a Taurus house, and Taurus, no matter what the sign on your second house may be, know that the underlying ruler of the second house is Taurus, okay? And this rules money and values and what you value. And so because it is in a big connection with your values, you may either have spiritual values, you may have been taught by your family, you may have grew up in a family that had very highly religious values, or you may have come from a creative musical family or a creative artistic family with this placement. But the downside to this is that you will be someone that struggles to find stability because you possibly are looking in the wrong areas, okay? You are possibly not finding that when you do try to find practical means. I know it's kind of an oxymoron, but with this placement, it shows that you are meant to not be practical in order to find practical stability. Meaning that if you work in creative fields, if you work in spiritual fields, if you work in fields that calls you to spread spirituality or be creative, this is how you will find stability, because this is where your forces are going to. 12th Lord in the second house will show the remedy to not being without money is to be creative, to do something within the spiritual industry, okay? So these things can vary and change depending on what the relationship between your 12th Lord is and the second house. So let me know the sign and the planet and the Lord that is going from the 12th Lord to the second house, and I will let you know what you could be specifically be experiencing. But I do know that your family was very probably religious or very creative. Okay, your family could also, you could also be an immigrant, or you could be from somewhere far away. Your family could be an immigrant. You could be first generation in a new country. Okay, so this is what you can see with this type of placement. But I do say that the remedy to finding stability within your finances is to spread your spiritual values, to be someone that is creative and someone who prays. Okay, someone that is meditating, who believes in the universe or believes in God and trust that the universe has their back. This is the people that are able to manifest money, or who will be blessed by just carrying their life in a very spiritual manner. Okay, so trust, be creative, spread spirituality. Even healing could be good for you with this. Okay, otherwise you will feel that when you go into practical 9-to-5 jobs, it just doesn't work. Okay, for some reason it just doesn't work. Okay, so this is what you can find with this placement. I really do hope that that helped you. Bye. With 12th Lord in the 3rd house, you may find that your eloquence or your speech or your communication forces are lost on you. Okay, you may feel that they are hard to access, or that you are someone that may shy away from saying what needs to be said at the appropriate times. And then when things build up, that's when you may lash out or you say the wrong thing at the wrong time. This is because you have a 12th Lord relationship to your communication forces, all right? And with that being said, is that although you may be someone that is very wise when it comes to spirituality, very eloquent and able to communicate about spiritual or artistic things, when it comes to the more practical things in life, or the more practical things in life, you may not be able to access that part of you that is able to speak about it or speak up on it as well as you do when it comes to spiritual topics or creative topics or artistic topics. Okay, and I'd say that the remedy to this is to meditate. I really want you to try to you could also find that if you move away, okay, you could find yourself being able to be a bit more boisterous with your words. Okay, or if you hold seminars or spiritual TED Talks or things of this nature, when you speak about God, the universe, spirituality, or you move far away, this is where you will be able to find the courage to speak or say what needs to be said. Okay, so try your best to offer wisdom to others. Try your best to dawn deeper insights to others, and this will help that communication force within you. Okay, because you're having a big tie to the house of losses, the house of dreams, the house of creativity, the house of magic and mysticism within your communication. And so this is how you're going to communicate. So own that, communicate like that if that is what needs to take place in order for you to express yourself. Okay, you will also find that you may live far away from siblings, or that you may lose a sibling while growing up. Okay, that the relationship between your siblings is a little stressed because you may be far away from them for whatever reason. All right, so this is what you can experience. Now these things can vary and change depending on the house and the sign. So let me know the house and the planet. Let me know the planet and the sign that is on your 12th house that is going into your 3rd house, and I will write back to you in the comments what you could be experiencing, because it is only with that specific placement or those specific signs and planets that I'm able to deduce what could be going on for you. So write those things in the comments below, and I really do hope that this helped you. All right, bye. With 12th Lord in the 4th house, you will find that this is a placement that is in connection to your mother. Okay, so with this being said, you may grew up in a very spiritual household. You may have grown up with a very spiritual mother, a mother that was very nurturing and healing. And this could go one or two ways. Okay, I've seen placements with this where the mother could be incarcerated, the mother could be very religious, the mother could be very addicted to alcohol and drugs and alcohol, because remember, the 12th house is ruled by Pisces, and so you're gonna get those good and bad qualities within the mother or within the home. These are the things that you could have dealt with at home through the mother or the environment that you were around. Okay, spirituality, incarceration, jail time for the mother, or the mother was just completely removed. Okay, she was maybe mentally removed because she was dealing with her own things. Okay, so you can see loss to the mother. If not, best case scenario, you have a very spiritual relationship with your mother. You grew up in a very spiritual household, a very creative household, a very musical household, and you also may have grew up with a mother who was from somewhere else far away, okay? An immigrant or someone who moved from a different country. You could also be from a different country. You have settled in a different land, and this is what you can see, all right? You will also find that it may be hard for you growing up to find emotional security within yourself unless you're doing something spiritual, or unless you're healing yourself, or unless you are communing with the universe or through God. Like videos like this are videos of topics of spirituality. So it's things like this that probably nurture and heal you and make you feel safe. Okay, so this is what you can see with this placement, is someone that probably came from a very spiritual household, a very creative household, a mother that was also equally as spiritual, and possibly was a little bit aloof or struggled with some type of drugs, alcohol addiction, all right? All of these things will never be across the board what you could be experiencing. You know, these are some of the things that can play out, but what will help me deduce what could be happening for you is if you let me know what your 12th house planet is and the 12th house sign that is going in to your 4th house, all right? Because these things can vary and change depending on what those things are. So let me know in the comments what those are, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing. But yes, I would also beg to make the wager that you are someone that when you are at home, you are very spiritual, okay? You have probably very spiritual trinkets around, you have dream catchers around, you've got crystals around, you know, you've got your Bibles here, you've got your Bibles there, you've got all these little mystical trinkets in your home. You like to upkeep a very dreamy and serene environment within your home because it makes you feel safe, all right? A good bubble bath with, like, you know, flower petals and sage and Epsom salts and things like this is what makes you feel your most alive and at the most home, okay? And without these things, you may feel lost. You may feel like, I don't know what's going on, all right? And you may feel that way in general. You might, because remember, the 4th house is the core of who we are. It's our IC, it's our moon. So you may innately feel like that. You may feel like, I don't know how I feel. I don't know where I'm going in my life. I don't know what to do, you know, and it is until you go home and be spiritual and meditate and get in that magical bubble bath that then you feel a sense of centeredness, okay? Your center is in religion, and this is what centers you and makes you feel solid and with a clear direction on where you're going in life and a bit of safety in your life, okay? So this is what you could be experiencing with 12th Lord in the 4th house moving forward. With the 12th Lord going into the 5th house, you will find that this person may be someone that is very shy, okay? You may be someone that shies away from displaying your creativity or displaying your inner expression, okay? You may be someone that when you're at home, you are dancing around and you're doing this and you're doing that, but when you're outside, you're very quiet, you're very timid, okay? You may also, and this is because the 5th house is ruled by Leo, all right? Leo and the 5th house rule all the fun things in life, the expressive things in life, the attention grabbing qualities within ourselves is what the 5th house holds. And when you have the 12th house, the house of losses, going into the 5th house, you may find that you are very shy, okay? Now the remedy to this would be to express your spiritual qualities, to express your creative musical abilities, all right? You may find that you only want to have fun when you are doing things that are spiritual or when you are in isolation by yourself, all right? You might like to have fun by yourself simply, but I would say that if you find a creative talent or a hobby that is more geared in spirituality, you may have more courage to put these things out. Or if you find a way to align your creative gifts and your creative abilities and possibly put it in your mind and say, you know, this is a divine gift that is given to me by God, by the universe, and I am meant to give this gift to the world. You may then be spiritually motivated to give it out, okay? But if you are someone that is in your mind thinking like, oh, why should I put myself out there? That's so vain, that's so vapid. That's like, I don't want attention. I don't want those things. Like, and that may prevent you, right? That may feed into that that need to hide yourself. But if you align your gifts, your spirituality, your creative abilities, and you say, you know what, I am doing this by the grace of God, and it is through God's will, through God's mission, through the universe's mission, that I put this thing out there and spread this spiritual message or give this spiritual gift, you may feel more apt to show it, okay? Because this is what that will be. You may find that with 12th Lord in the 5th house, you are someone whose talents lie in the spirituality, in the spiritual realm, or in spirituality, or in music, okay? Because these are, because the 12th house is a spiritual house, you know, and so you may have, and the 5th house is all about your talents and your gifts. So you may be someone that has a spiritual gift, and it is in you thinking of it that way that you may be more apt and motivated to show it to the world. Otherwise, you may shy away from those things. With 12th Lord in the 5th house, you may find that you get partners who may want to hide you, okay? Or who may want to be secretive with you, or have you only relate with you behind closed doors, okay? And a way to thwart this is to only go for partners who are very spiritual and very creative. You may find that when you go for people who are not this way, they may want to siphon that energy from you. You may attract a lot of spiritual vampires and things like this, where they want to, you know, have secret relationships with you. That way they get the best of your energy and keep it to themselves, but they don't want the rest of the world to know that they are with you, okay? And this is because you could be very idealistic in love or looking in the wrong places. The way to thwart this is to only shoot for people who are very spiritual, okay? Only shoot for people who are very creative, who are very musical, and who are showing you that in reality, because these people will be equally yoked to you, all right? You will also find that your creative gifts, your creative abilities will only manifest if you move far away from home, okay? Or you are someone that, again, you will keep your creative gifts and abilities hidden, tucked away, you tinkering in the basement and doing your creative thing, but you don't show it to the world. But it is only when you possibly move away far from home that you find the courage to fully let your creative artistry fly, because while you are at home, the environment, the people you are around may make you feel like you need to hide those things, or they won't get it, okay? So this could be the remedy to that. Another thing that you may find when it comes to your love life is that you will be someone that may find your partner being from somewhere far away, or you may have to go to a different land to find your partner, okay? You may also get a very spiritual partner, or you may find that you get with people who want to hide you, okay? Or secret relationships is something that you can see with this placement. And I would say that in order to thwart that, in order to get away from that, is that I want you to go for very spiritual partners, okay? Let me know the relationship between your 12th house and what the sign and what the planet is on your 12th house, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing with that 12th Lord relationship going into the 5th house, all right? Write it in my comments and I will let you know what you could be experiencing. Bye. With the 12th Lord in 6th house, you will find that for you, you may work in a very spiritual field, okay? You may be someone that is working in healing, working in spirituality, working as a massage therapist, a Reiki healer, a tarot, card reader, an astrologer, someone who is working with mystical medicine. Things like that is what you can be seeing. Ayurveda is something that you can be using when you have 12th Lord in the 6th house, or this is something that the universe wants from you, okay? Usually, you know, it's not going to be 10 for 10 for everyone, but this is where you would prove the most results, or the most alignment, is when you are spiritual healing people, okay? You could be going into a spiritual industry, or you can have a spiritual gift that is healing to others, but this is what you may see. You may also see that you are someone that needs to move far away in order to gain your career, or to find the right career for you. You will also find that when you have 12th Lord in the 6th house, because remember, the 6th house is ruled by Virgo. It is ruled by, you know, your day-to-day routines, your daily habits, your diet, and your fitness. You may find that you need to be spiritually motivated to work out, okay? You may be someone, I know that's kind of like, so yoga would be very good for you, okay? That's what, one and the same thing. It's like you're taking a practical, physical, athletic practice and you're meshing it with the spiritual, and so things like yoga could be very good for you, all right? Otherwise, you feel like, I don't want to go and lift weights because it has no spiritual properties in it, okay? This is what you can find. So whenever you include spirituality within your day, this is when you will be the most active and able to get things done. I highly suggest that you watch astrology videos while you are needing to do your day-to-day tasks, or while you need to clean, okay? Or things like this, or while you're on a run, you're listening to a sermon or a spiritual podcast or an astrology video. Things like this will help you conduct your day and build very solid daily habits, because you need to be able to incorporate spirituality into the mundane tasks in your life in order for them to be consistent, in order for you to find consistency, in order for you to even do them to begin with. So this is something you can see when you have 12th Lord in the 6th house. Another thing you can see with this placement is that you may have hidden enemies in the workplace, okay? You may have people who are competitive with you, but you don't know quite who they are. You can't put a finger on just quite who they are. You may have an idea, you may have an inkling, but you can't quite put a name to a face who's sabotaging you within your career or at your job. So this is something that you can see with this placement. Now this can vary and change depending on what your respective planet and sign is on your 12th house. So let me know what your sign on your 12th house is and the planet that is going into the 6th house, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing with this placement. But this is someone who can be very altruistic, very giving. You are someone who probably feels that you have been spiritually, divinely graced and blessed with the task to be of service to others, okay? You could really feel that in your soul, and so this could move you into careers or into jobs where you want to spread this spiritual healing gift that you have, okay? And if you aren't, I would suggest that you do, all right? So this is what you can experience with that. I really do hope that helped you. Bye. With 12th Lord in the 7th house, this is gonna make for someone who has, you know, you're gonna have a big spiritual connection to the people that you relate with, all right? You may only want to deal with spiritual people or musically inclined people or people who have some type of divine gift about them, okay? Or people who are working in creative or musical industries or spiritual industries is something that you can see yourself, or the people that you want to commune with, okay? Because remember, the 7th house is ruled by Libra, and no matter what the sign on your 7th house may be, know that this is going to be ruling your relationships, your marriage, okay? So this is also something that you can see, is that you will also feel like, where is my marriage partner? This is a lot like having Venus in the 12th house. This is a lot like having Jupiter in the 12th house. This is a lot like having, you know, Pisces in the 7th house. This is all those types of common analyses, whereas the person will have a lot of doubt, a lot of fear, a lot of lack within the love department, because they will feel like, I don't know where to look, all right? And the people that they do attract will be sometimes liars, or people who are not as quite forthcoming or quite honest with them. You may go for people who are the broken bird, or the people that you feel you need to save or sacrifice yourself for. So I want you to be careful of that in both romantic and professional and friend-wise. You may take on that quality where you feel like you have to sacrifice yourself in order to make your friends or your job or your partners or your colleagues happy. And so I really want you to, I really want to talk you out of that and maybe point you in a more healthy direction of just try to align yourself with people who are spiritual, creative, musically inclined, artistically gifted, and these people will be more equally yoked to you, okay? Otherwise, you may feel like you just don't have friends. These are the people that don't have friends, and the friends that they do have are spiritually and divinely graced and given to them, all right? The same with your partner. You're gonna need to look for partners who are spiritual, who are creative. Do not look for partners who are within the matrix and who are very mundane and who are practical and who may laugh at you when you tell them how spiritual you are, or you feel like you can't be comfortable with them as far as speaking about astrology and those things like that, because then you will find yourself in the territory of marriages or relationships or you know, boyfriends or girlfriends who want to hide you or have a secret relationship with you, okay? Or the relationship where it's very codependent and they're lying to you and it's just all the bad things, okay? So a great remedy to this, to find your partner, is to go for someone spiritual, who is, when you sit down with them and you talk to them on your first date and you bring up that you like astrology or you bring up that you love God, you want to see if they say the same thing. If they are someone who is like, oh, well, you know, I have my 9-to-5 job and I'm altruistic, not altruistic, I'm an atheist and I don't believe in God and, you know, everything's by the book and this, get up from the table and leave. Get up and leave, okay? Because this is not gonna be the person for you. And sometimes you may fall into the territory when you have 12th Lord in the 7th of idealizing an image or a picture of who you think this person is, who you may think this job is, right? What you may think this relationship is, and it's completely something else, and they could be using you, all right? Or want to hide you. So be very careful of that, all right? This is the remedy to that. Look in the appropriate places, look for spiritually aligned relationships and unions, and the only way to find that is to, when you see out of their mouth that they are saying that they are spiritual, we are creative, we are musical, all right? And we want to talk about these things with you, we want to be equally yoked with you, otherwise it's not gonna work, all right? Or you may feel like it's lost. You may also find that a remedy to this, or what you just may find in general, is that you find your partner in faraway lands, all right? When you pick up travel and you go to that far off country in India or somewhere like that, that's where your partner is, okay? Or in Paris or in France. Anywhere that is not where you are from, you can find that you are able to deal with people who are from a different country or different origin than you. Or when you go away to a different country, people just want to talk to you. People are very interested in you, okay? Because you may have a very international way about yourself, okay? Or people who are from a different culture or a different land just vibe with you for some reason. And it could be because you have 12th Lord in the 7th house, all right? So this is what you can see with this placement. Let me know what the 12th house sign is and the planet that is going into your 7th house, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing, but I really do hope that this helped you. Bye. With 12th Lord in the 8th house, this is gonna give this quality and this placement a very scorpionic flair, okay? Now, no matter what your respective 8th house sign is, know that the original ruler of the 8th house is Scorpio, okay? So this is gonna give that quality. And I would say when you got the 12th house going into the 8th house, this is a very, very magical placement, okay? This could be the people that really have a spiritual transformation sometime in their life, very often. They could also be someone that who they are themselves is very wise, very deep within the mystical, because they've gone through a lot of mystical things in their life. They've gone through a lot of spiritual transformations. They have witnessed miracles. You could witness a miracle with this placement, or very many. You will find that your life will change if you were to ever pick up and go far away, okay? Your life may change. You may have a grand involvement or a coming to Jesus moment when you are in faraway lands, all right? Or in faraway places. You may have this complete metamorphosis, this complete transformation within your psychology and your spiritual life, all right? You will also find that, you know, I don't know what the planet is on your 12th house, but in some cases you will find that you will be someone that probably has a very spiritual gift, all right? You are someone that is meant to give something or display something or do something that is very transformative, or you can be a very transformative wise figure. This gives me very much the people who are like preachers, or who are mystics, or who are magicians. People, this is a very highly magical placement, okay? Because these are two magical houses, two very mysterious houses, two very, you know, woo-woo houses that are coming together and playing with each other. And so this is very, very highly mystical. I would say that during the crisis moments in your life, you will be blessed, okay? You will be very you will be protected, you will be tucked away, you will be hidden, you will be someone that in your hardest times in life, I promise you, I know it, I can bet my bottom dollar on it, is that you will witness a miracle during those times in your life, okay? You may not know where the money is gonna come from, you may not know where the next apartment or the home or the place you'll stay is gonna come from, but people, places, and things will just work in your favor, okay? You will find that people come out of the woodwork to possibly help you, or something happens where what was gonna happen no longer is gonna happen anymore. This is what you can see when you have a relationship between your 12th Lord and your 8th house. So a very, very mystical and magical placement. Let me know what your 12th house sign and the planet that is ruling that sign is, that is going into your 8th house, and I will let you know in the comments what you specifically could be experiencing, because this is a very magical placement, and it's also equally mysterious, and it's only when I have those details like the sign and the planet that I can really know what is going on or what you could be experiencing. So let me know what those are in the comments, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing. But I really do hope that this helped you. Magic is yours to use. You probably have a divinely graced gift that can transform others, okay? You are someone that knows the underlying deep meanings of the world, and although you may feel isolated with this may make you feel isolated. You may need very spiritual unions and very spiritual bonds with others, okay? You are someone that is not gonna be able to get along with people who are very practical or mundane. You are my Harry Potters, my Hermione Grangers of the world. You are not gonna be able to consort with muggles, all right? Because the 8th house, remember, is your bonds, your deep bonds as well. So spiritual marriage is possible for you, especially if you move far away. You may get magical means just out of the clear blue sky. This could be great for people who can manifest money or win the lotto, things like that. Like, I'm telling you, just so many magical happenings with this placement, but I will only know once you let me know those planets, all right? I really do hope that this helped you, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. With the 12th Lord going into the 9th house, you will find that you are going to be encouraged to be someone that is very highly philosophical, but probably philosophical within spirituality, okay? These are like my theology professors, you know, the people in college who teach about religion, who teach about philosophy, well, not philosophy, but they have a philosophy of religion and philosophies of different religions around the world, and what spirituality is in a more scholarly sense. These are those people when you have 12th Lord in the 9th house, okay? You may also find that your father was someone who was either absent in your life, who was also very spiritual, or who was someone from a faraway land, or all three of those things is what you can find, because the 9th house rules the father, all right? And it also rules the gurus that you are around. So you may attract people who are very spiritual, who want to teach you about more spirituality, and then through that you become your own spiritual guru and want to teach others, and you may become a spiritual guru in other people's eyes, because like I said, it's one thing to know about spirituality, and it's another thing to be able to philosophically teach others about it. And so when you have 12th Lord in the 9th, this is what you could be able to be and do and become in life, is someone who is able to philosophize the spiritual meanings of life and are able to relay it to others as a grand teacher. So again, these are like my preachers, these are my theology professors, these are my people who, you know, if you were to pick up and go on a grand pilgrimage in India, you are able to attract the proper gurus who are able to give you the secret knowledges because they trust you with them. You know, they may see something in you that is very honorable and very truthful, and maybe want to give you these seeds of knowledge in order to help grow your spiritual knowledge within certain concepts. So this is what you can see. You can also see that, you know, travel for you is a spiritual experience. You may also be someone who, with the 12th Lord going into the 9th house, may miss out on a college experience, okay? You may be someone that doesn't go to college because the 12th house is the house of losses, okay? And so you are someone that will either go to college in a faraway land, or you won't go to college and you will just be a kind of like a student of the world. You know, you are a student of the universe. You are someone that is learning through life, and you are gathering your information through life and still are able to give these spiritual wisdoms to others. But this is something you can see with this placement. Let me know if this resonates, and also let me know what your 12th house sign is and the planet that is ruling that sign that is going into your 9th house, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing specifically with this placement. But overall, very blessed placement. You may have very spiritual gurus in your life. You may learn in college about theology, or you could have the ability to be someone who is a very philosophical spiritual teacher or a preacher, or people who are like that, okay? But very spiritual experiences are awaiting for you in faraway lands. When you pick up and go travel, you may attract the right type of guru that just wants to take you under their wing and give you all of their knowledge, all right? So this is what you can see with this placement. I really do hope that helped you. Bye. With the 12th Lord in the 10th house, you will find that this is going to give your job a very Capricornian flair, and it's also going to give your job a very spiritual flair as well, okay? Because the 12th house is ruled by Pisces, and it is the house of spirituality. It is the house of healing, of creativity, of music, okay? So with that being in relation to a very Capricornian house, no matter what the sign on each of those houses are for you, these are the underlining energies that will play out irregardless, okay? So with that being said, is that you may find that you go into a career that requires you to relocate, okay? That requires you to go far away. Otherwise, you can't get that job, okay? I've seen a lot of placements with this where the job wants you, but in order for you to get the job, it wants you to relocate to a different department that's all the way out in a different market, far away from home, okay? This is what you can see. You may also be in an industry that is very musical or spiritual or very healing, okay? So take, for example, my people who are doctors who need to go do a residency far away. You see, they have the job, they have the skill, and it is a healing modality that they are doing, but in order to do it, it takes them far away in order to get the credentials and get the experience that they need in order to acquire the actual full manifested job, okay? And it takes some time for it to manifest. Otherwise, they don't have a job. So this is what you can experience with this placement, is that you may have a very musical job, you may have a very healing job, you may have a very spiritual job or artistic job, but that job is gonna isolate you. It's gonna make you feel like you are going to have to probably relocate. And if aside from that, you will feel that before this happens, you may feel like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. You may have this grand dream about what you want to do, but you may simply not know how to get there. You may feel like, you know, you pray on your knees to God, like, God, I know you put this dream in my heart, but how do I get it? How do I manifest it? You know, because the 12th house is all about the house of dreams, and Pisces is very big, okay? It's very dreamy, it's very nebulous, it's very impractical. So this is what you could be experiencing with this placement. 12th Lord in the 10th house is a faraway job, a job that requires you to relocate, a job that requires you to be very artistic and healing and musical, all right? So let me know what your 12th house sign and the planet is on your 12th house, and let me know what that planet is that's going into your 10th house, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing with that specific placement, because these things can vary and change depending on what those are for you, all right? So let me know in the comments. I'll let you know what you could be experiencing, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. With 12th Lord in the 11th house, this is going to give this entire placement the quality of Aquarius, okay? Because the 11th house rules Aquarius and is ruled by Aquarius. So no matter what the sign on your 11th house may be, know that the underlying ruler of the 11th house is Aquarius, meaning that you are going to be someone who is probably does not have a lot of friends, okay? It's going to require the right type of friends who allow you to exude your unique qualities and the unique inherent abilities that are unique to you to foster, or you're going to feel thwarted, you're going to feel slighted, you're going to be very sensitive, or you're going to feel like people do not have your best interest at heart, okay? Unless you find people who are as unique as you are, who are as who have just as big dreams as you do. These are the things that you can see with the 12th Lord going into the 11th house, all right? Is that you probably have very big dreams and you need the appropriate jobs, the appropriate communities, the appropriate friends around you in order to help you foster that dream, all right? Otherwise, all of those things that I just named will be lost on you, okay? You may find that you don't fit in. You may find that it's hard for you to find the communities and the friends and the jobs and the organizations that can help you with those big dreams. You may find that you go into a spiritual energy. You may find that you have jobs and friends and want to align yourself with networks who are spiritual. You may have very many spiritual friends, okay? So this could go one or two ways. It could be that you feel you have a small group of friends who are spiritual, okay? Otherwise, if you don't have any friends, it's because you are looking in the wrong places. You may need to literally find unique spiritual friends, plain and simple, all right? If you are looking for friends who are, I don't know, let's say fashionable, or who are doctors, or who are collegiate, you know, something different than spiritual, it's not going to work. You're going to need to look in this exact area of people who are spiritual, who are also very healing, who want to foster your dreams, who also are probably a little bit idealistic and unique in their own right and who are owning it. These are the people that you want to be around, all right? Otherwise, you will find that friends are not afforded to you, all right? And it is also when you exude your unique qualities that you are able to find the people that are for you, okay? Because you could be a very unique individual, but it's lost on you. You don't know how unique you are, and this is what prevents you from connecting appropriately with other people. You may need to own your unique way of being and what you need. You know, sometimes it's like trying to fit a square peg into a circle hole and then blaming yourself for it. No, you just need to own that you are, you know, a square. Just for the sake of the analogy, you know, you are a square and you need to find other squares. Or you're a circle, you need to find other circles. But when you are trying to be this unique expression and you go around with people who just don't get that, then you will find like, you know what, I'd rather be alone. I don't care, these people don't get me. Whereas if you would just go in the appropriate places, spiritual, unique friends, that's what you need to go for, is spiritual, unique people and industries, then you will find that you are able to conduct yourself appropriately and to relate with others appropriately. And you may find that you get a bigger group than you would if you just, you know, leave things to chance and leave things to God, because that's probably how you usually go about it, is that you say, you know what, God or the universe is going to put a friend in my life. They're going to come along somewhere, and they probably usually do, but you will find that you probably have a very close-knit group of friends. You probably have 3 good friends in your phone book that you call up and that you're okay with, but this is what you can see with this placement, okay? So let me know what your 12th house Lord is and the relationship that is going into the 12th house, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing with this placement, because these things can vary and change, and you know, depending on what those things are, I will let you know what you could be experiencing. But this is what you can see. I would really, really recommend to align your future dreams with a spiritual goal, okay? You may have a very spiritual vision and a dream, and I want you to align that with spirituality. I want you to pray every day. I want you to talk to the universe and say, God, I know that you put this dream in my heart, and I'm ready to go get it. Usher my steps forward. This is how you will be able to conduct yourself and get that dream to come true. Otherwise, you will feel like, you know, I don't know where I'm going to be in 30 years. I don't know where I'm going to be in 50 years. I don't know where my friend. It's going to require you to be very spiritual about these things and these subjects, okay? So I really do hope that helped you, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. With 12th Lord in the 12th house, you will find that you will be someone that is very, very blessed within the divine subjects, okay? These are my psychics. These are my healers. These are my psychic healers. These are my magicians. These are my sorcerers. These are my magical people who are meant to heal others, all right? You will find that you are probably someone that is living far away, okay? Or that you are in isolation to do the thing that the universe wants you to do, and you will feel comfort in that. You know, some people are uncomfortable with isolation, but you are probably someone that is okay living in a faraway land where no one knows you, or out in the middle of nowhere where you can just have peace and communion with the divine. Okay, this is what you can see. These are those type of people. When you have 12th Lord in the 12th house, is that you will feel like you have this grand divine mission in life. And in order to do that, you must go far away. You must leave your friends and family back home, and you must go out into the woods, or you must go out into some faraway land to achieve this type of peace and tranquility that you need. And while you're there, you may help people, you may preach to people, you may heal people. Okay, this is what you can see. Now, you may also find that you are someone that just lives far away. All right, this is what you can see with that type of placement. These things are never 10 for 10, or everything that I tell you is going to apply to you, but these are the themes that you will see when you have 12th Lord in the 12th house, is that you are going to be very blessed, okay, very protected from danger. And it is because you are someone that is probably kept out of the BS. You are someone that is isolated away from danger, that danger doesn't find you. Okay, this is simply what that can be for you with 12th Lord in the 12th house. You're going to be someone that is probably very highly artistic, highly creative, highly spiritually healing. And this is what you can see with 12th Lord in the 12th house. Let me know what that sign is on your 12th house in relationship with this, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing with 12th Lord in the 12th house. But this is overall a very, very blessed placement. Okay, you're gonna only get the good qualities of Pisces unless you have a malefic planet or malefic aspects like Saturn and Uranus sometimes. Well, really not even Uranus, because Uranus can give for like astrology or sudden blessings out of the thin air. But usually if you have things like Saturn, if you have Saturn being the Lord of your 12th house and you have that, it's gonna be a little, you know. But let me know what your planets are, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing with this placement. But I really do hope that this helped you, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.